You are looking live at the Nasdaq, and something significant happened today. Not only was it up 200 points or 1.35% on above average daily volume, 5%, but it bounced off of its 10 EMA today nicely. We like that. And it also turned positive for the month of January. You can see it's up 44 points now, or 0.03% for the month of January. So that's all good for the Nasdaq. Nice day today. And then you go to the S&P next, as it had a nice day as well. It's up 41 points, 0.88%. It's not as strong as the Nasdaq, but back above its 10 EMA, and it had 3% above average daily volume. So that looks good as well. And then I've got to go to the Russell. The Russell finally stopped going lower, but I mean, it didn't even come down to its 50. So the Russell still looks pretty good. It's the laggard of the group, but this is definitely one to watch. It was up 0.55% today and closed at 1,923. Maybe to stop going lower. Um, it trades with the typically it trades with the 10-year, which was up again today, and you can see it's up at 4.14%. So kind of need that thing to calm down, but I don't, we're here to talk stocks and not the treasuries or the macro stuff. Anyway, Apple today was upgraded and it responded nicely. It was up 3.26%. The upgrade was kind of against what everybody's been saying, like their iPhone sales have been stalling. If the upgrade said, oh, due to valuation, it's sold off enough, we think it's, worth more or whatever. But they said iPhone sales were strong. So we're going to find out, when they report earnings here, I don't know, in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So anyway, Apple had a good day, good for Apple. Still beneath the 50 there. Microsoft is breaking out of this base here. This one looks really good. One of the leaders of the Mag 7. It was up more than 1% today, or $4.40. And just pulling away from this base, and it just looks like it wants 400. It's got a ticket to 400. Meta Platforms had news from Zuckerberg today and NVDA. And anyway, it was up 2%. A nice bounce here. Didn't even really come down to the 21, but in spirit, you could say it's a nice bounce off the 21. Today closed 2.9% above the 10 EMA, 5.2% above the 21. So Meta looking good as well. Amazon pulled back to its 21, got a nice bounce today, 1.1%. Amazon, these are the stocks that are going to drive the indexes, and they were all up today, including Google, which has been on our ready list. It was up 1.4% on, lighter than average daily volume, but still, better volume than it's seen recently. To me, it's still actionable at that level, 143.48. So Google looks good. The one that's been dragging is Tesla, and this one made another new low today. We've been marking these lows here, 217, and then on Tuesday it comes in, makes a low of 212.18, Wednesday 212.01, today 208.74. So lower highs and lower lows, definition of a downtrend. That stock is an avoid. NVIDIA was upgraded today. I mean, does it really need an upgrade? Whatever. It's a leading stock in the market, a strong stock. Um, one of the many AI themes, this new bull market, which I think started in May of 2023. It has a theme of AI, and it's been kind of slow to get rolling, but I think it's picking up steam now. And as we see these earnings come in, I believe this theme is going to play out a little stronger here. Just my feeling, but NVIDIA is definitely a leader of this AI theme, and it made a new high today. And any stock making new highs is showing relative strength, up 1.8%. Definitely a leader. I want to get to some of the other stocks here. Besides the Mag 7, AMD is another one that made a new high today and then pulled back. It went up to 168.60, made an all-time high. It traded above that old 164.46. So that looks really good. It's up nearly 11% this week. And that's what I was going to talk about. I own AMD and I saw it go up, and it's tempting to just take profits, but to me, I think it's got a lot more juice in the tank. And if you want to take some chips off the table here, that's fine. Obviously, a lot of people did, and it came down to 158 before driving back up, $4 higher and closed near the middle of the range, 43% of its daily range, but definitely some profit taking here. This thing was, you can see right there, it closed 7.1% above the 10. That's a little out of character for the stock. It's getting pretty hot, and there's a reason for that. Look at these big volume bars this after the Martin Luther King holiday. Every day, this thing is just seeing a ton of demand. So to me, I like that. I want to own stocks like that, like NVIDIA and AMD, that are showing strength and leading this semiconductor. Semiconductors are seen as cyclical. And we saw with Taiwan Semiconductor that the cycle has rebounded. This is a nice 10% move with 500% above average daily volume. And this is what I'm talking about, this AI theme, the semiconductors, the software. There's going to be some big winners and there's going to be some losers too, but we want to stick with the winners. And this one obviously is one of the larger market cap, 586 billion market cap, and one of the big important semiconductor manufacturing stocks. So anyway, I wanted to point that out. Taiwan Semiconductor was kind of the linchpin. This is Broadcom. I talked about the buy point there at 151, and after hours here, it's 150. So this is definitely, I'll have a ready list tomorrow morning. I don't know if this is going to be on. I might wait till next week, but it's definitely in a buy zone. Anyway, I did Taiwan, I did AMD and NVIDIA. MRVL, this one has been on our ready list. And it jumped today of 4.36% on strong volume. Nice move for MRVL. I got to look at the weekly on here. I like this cup setup, 3 weeks tight, shake out, and now the last 2 weeks have powered higher, even though the Nasdaq's not doing much. Like I said, flat on the month. This one is a pounding higher. What is this up? 13% for the month. So thank you very much. We'll take that. Definitely outperforming. That's Marvell. That has been on our ready list. This is one that I missed. CAMT, CAMTech. I'm putting it in with the semiconductors. It's a more of a diagnostic inspection system for circuit board, but definitely a strong stock, up 4% today. Just want to point that out. Making new highs, so we like that as well. And another one is VRT. I don't talk about this one much. It's one that I own. I think it's really easy to hold because it just, trades along its trend line. It's not real volatile. It's kind of tight. Nobody talks about it. It's a real quiet stock. Made a new high today, 5104. Definitely a closing high as well there. It closed near the highs. So up after hours. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But Vert is definitely a strong stock. I want to talk about some of our software names that we've had on our ready list. This is Datadog, and this one's just starting to push away from its base here. I kind of like it. It's not real loud stock. It's not real volatile. It's just kind of pushing away. You can see this big cup with handle. Here's your shakeout down to the 10-week line. In the last couple of weeks is powered higher. There was up 6% last week and 3.19% this week. So I like Datadog. MNDY is another one that I like. Hasn't really broken out yet. You can see it's just kind of trading tight here along its moving averages. I like that. A move higher and then a pullback, trade sideways. Monday to me is going to stay on our ready list. I like it a lot. ESTC, this one, I think it had it broken above its downtrend line. We had this on our ready list as well. I think the buy point there was 115 as it broke above here today, like something like that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's up 1.8% today. It was up high in the morning. A bunch of people were bugging me about this, saying, "Oh, ESTC, I don't really care. It's at 120. That's fine." Small position for me. I'm not really. I don't get too excited one way or the other. So anyway, it looks good though. I want to point that out. And ServiceNow is another software name. I could go through a lot of software names, but ServiceNow definitely in the AI realm and made a new high today, up 2.5%, showing strength. MDB, I meant to show this the other day. Oh, yeah, okay. So it rallied back through its 50 and just kind of trading tight here, down 2%, but definitely one that I'm watching. I'm just going through these randomly here tonight, folks. I've been busy today. Palo Alto Networks, going through the cybersecurity stocks. I do know this made a new high today. And, it's kind of taken over CrowdStrike because, your leader, they're going back and forth here. It's getting a little extended from that 10 EMA, 5.5% above the 10. So one to watch, definitely strong for a pullback. This is CrowdStrike pullback on Wednesday. Zscaler was downgraded and CrowdStrike trades with Zscaler. I know some people said, I'm going to buy it off the 10. I said, fine, this is a strong stock. That might be the only time you get it. And it proved to be a pretty good buy point there, but did not take out the old high of 290. So it's got work to do here. The day's high was 284. So CrowdStrike, this was also upgraded, and Zscaler was downgraded yesterday. CrowdStrike upgraded today, so they're just playing games here. And you can see Zscaler pull back yesterday, up 1.14% today. So that stock looks good as well. I'm just going to try to go quickly here today, folks. Like I said, I've been really busy. Tomorrow's Friday. We've had a good week. We're still on green. Don't get too excited now. This is Deckers. They're going to have to deliver strong earnings. A lot of growth is priced into this name. You could see whenever you have a stock that breaks out of a base in a bull market, in an uptrend, and then pulls back to the 50 for the first time at 651. That's usually a gift. It usually finds support and it usually bounces higher, but 651 to 736, $86 move. Yeah, in a very short period of time. We'll take it. Thank you very much. Up 10% in January. So it's outperforming for sure. Wingstop, another one making a new high today. Broke out of a base, undercut the 21 like the index and now powering higher. Wingstop looks very good. Skechers, I know, made a new high today. I haven't looked at this stock in a while. Very nice. Undercut the 21, traded sideways, bounced higher, 1.5% today. So that's another nice stock doing well. And one that I have to get to is Alpha. This is one of my top 5 holdings. I know some of you hold it as well. And had a rough day today, down 4%. When the Nasdaq's up, 1.3%, it's kind of hard to take, just hard cheese. You got to deal with it. That's the way it goes. It got a promotion from the small cap S&P 600 to the S&P mid cap 400, and more funds track the small cap 600 than the mid cap 400. So you had more sellers than buyers, and hence, as it sold out, I don't know if the selling's done here. People are asking me, what's the bounce? What's the bounce? I don't know. I thought it might come down to the 21, but you're in no man's land here. It closed 1% above the 10. Hopefully, this is the thing. If you own the stock, you hate the correction. If you're looking to get in, I mean, that 153.53 right there, that to me is a legitimate high handle buy point right here. And then it pulled back and undercut the 21. You could see the big, cup pattern here. Then you got the 153.53 and the pullback. So yeah, of course, you want to buy it at the 131.50, but you don't know how low it's going to go or how long it's going to last. But it definitely rebounded through its moving averages. And that right there would be considered, a new buy point if you wanted to get in, the way I look at it. Would it close at 156? But, Alpha is going to go higher based on earnings, quarter after quarter, year after year. I mean, this is a blip on the radar. It's one day. It's still, flat on the week, down 0.78%. And for the month, it's up 8%. So Alpha's outperforming. It's just a tough day. This is why you got to go biking, hiking, swimming, get away from the screens and don't look at it every day. Alpha's going to be fine, folks. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm just going to go through some random stocks that have been on our ready list that I like, this is a shakeout here. This is Spotify. Pulled back to its 21. I want to say it got a favorable decision and then sold off. I thought this was really strange. I mentioned this one yesterday. It pulled back to 191. It's down 2.3% yesterday, then popped today to 209. Wow. Closed at the middle of its range, 44% of the daily range, but definitely one to watch still, that 202.88 buy point. I like Spotify. I like it a lot. They're going to report earnings in the 6th, and they're not all about sales and earnings are more about, the average users. And if they're gaining users, that'll turn into sales. and revenue and earnings down the road. So that's how that stock performs. MELI, people keep asking me about MELI. It was up 26 bucks today. So, oh, great day, but it was only 1.6%. Still near that buy point of 1,660. So to me, it's just, it's still actionable. So it looks good. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I will have a ready list for the subscribers at mcstockcharts.com. I'll have it in the morning. I'll have a full list and stocks on the move tomorrow morning. We're definitely in an uptrend. The Nasdaq is still digesting gains, but it looks good. Now it's positive for the month. And I lied. I'm not ending it here. I have one more thing I need to talk about. And that is after the bell tonight, Super Micro, which is, I know some of you, really despise the stock. You can see it's a really choppy name. Since it sold off on earnings back last August, it's just been chop city. So I get it. You buy it here and it pulls back and you got to sell it, and it runs up and you missed it, and then it pulls back. Oh my gosh. But they raised guidance today, and stock's up 10% after hours. But I think the more important thing is that this AI theme is branching out. This is a data center play. And there's a lot of data center names, software names, hardware, semiconductors that are going to benefit from the AI theme. And it's not just going to be Microsoft and NVIDIA. It's going to really spread out, I believe, to a full-fledged, real bull market rally here. And we're going to hear more companies like Supermicro raising guidance and trending higher. That's the way stocks should trade higher. They're doing more sales, more earnings, and the stock appreciates over time. And that's how you hold stocks longer term. This is another one in the data center group, up 3% after hours. And this is what I'm talking about, these other stocks that are going to participate in this AI theme. But congrats to the longs of Supermicro. To me, I had that standard buy point of 357. I'm not going to touch this thing. I might buy it there if it can trade through the 357. I know you're thinking, gosh, buy it at 345 and save yourself 12 bucks, but I'm going to wait to 357 and just see if it can trade up to this level and then kind of shake a few people out like it does, and then maybe I'll buy it. Obviously, if it rips right through 357, I'll buy it at that point. But I'm just going to watch it in the next couple of days and see how it performs. And anyway, if you do own it, congrats. 10% move or higher tomorrow. That's a fantastic move. I think that's time to take some profits just because of the chop. If you look at the weekly on this thing, I held this thing for a long time and had this flag, high tide flag pattern, and then ripped higher to 350 and then pull back at 357. That's what the buy is. It's been consolidating ever since. So anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Like I say, I'll have something tomorrow morning, and at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up. Thank you for watching.